diplomacy to military science, educating the next generation in classrooms at West Point, Annapolis, and a host of other educational institutions. And that's not all. The list also includes thousands of doctors and nurses who operate one of the world's largest systems of hospitals and clinics, providing unmatched care to those who serve our nation, as well as hundreds of the world's shrewdest cyber warriors engaged day and night in keyboard defense against shadowy hackers from around the world, Russia, China, North Korea, and right here in the United States. It includes shipbuilders, aircraft designers, chip makers, troop trainers, and other private sector workers in a defense industry that employs as many people as the Department of Defense itself does. So vast is the D.O.D., and so multifarious are its missions, that it dwarfs most institutions on Earth. The D.O.D. owns and maintains more than 30 million acres of real estate, an area larger than the state of Pennsylvania. Older Army and Air Force bases are located in American geography that mostly traces the grim lines of the Indian Wars of the 1880s, while the Navy boasts plum waterfront properties in the Atlantic, Pacific, and Gulf coasts. In recent decades, the pattern of military real estate development has shifted south, following the seniority of powerful congressional supporters and benefiting from the advantages offered by warm climates for year-round training. The D.O.D. also employs more men and women than Amazon, McDonald's, FedEx, Target, and General Electric combined. It conducts more research and development than Apple, Google, and Microsoft, again, combined. It manages more than half the U.S. federal budget, excluding entitlements and interest on the national debt, a budget of more than $700 billion, a sum larger than the GDP of Sweden. Above all, it helps protect the peace and freedom of billions of people on every continent, leads the worldwide fight against terrorism, and provides support to countless humanitarian efforts around the world, all courtesy of the American people. Although that Wednesday morning was the first time I'd spent the day sitting at Pershing's desk, it was far from the first time I'd been in the Secretary's office. On my first day as SecDef, I probably understood more about the scope of the job I was assuming than most of my predecessors, and as much as previous longtime hands George C. Marshall and my friend William J. Perry did. This was not because of any special brilliance on my part, but simply because I'd spent 30 years of my life getting preparation for this assignment, working in and around the Pentagon at almost every level of its vast bureaucracy. Unlike most of my predecessors who had lots of valuable experience, though not within the Pentagon itself. Over the decades, I'd come to learn a lot about the complex and enormously consequential work of the Defense Department, how it calls upon the talents of a remarkable array of men and women, and impacts the lives of countless people around the world. After serving in a series of D.O.D. positions dating back to 1981 in the Reagan administration, I'd held the number 3 job in the Pentagon, sometimes described as the Weapons and Technology Czar. Later, I filled the number 2 job as Chief Operating Officer of the D.O.D. So when I was asked to be SecDef, I was pretty well prepared on day one. I knew what I wanted to accomplish. I felt as ready as one can be to handle whatever curveballs history might throw me. And that's a good thing, because the Defense Department I was asked to lead faced and faces a daunting array of varied, complicated challenges around the world. From that day, my life as SecDef was a whirlwind. A typical month included a wild assortment of activities, travels around the globe to meet with military leaders, ministers of defense, and heads of state from the countries on every continent, including longtime allies of the United States and potential adversaries. Speeches before audiences of diplomats, historians, scholars, and journalists.